Do 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 do.
We're live.
We're live.
We're doing the thing. Yeah, we just went live while Ren wasn't paying attention because that's the kind of show this is.
Yeah. And welcome people who are looking for movie reviews, especially horror movie reviews, and also during the holiday season.
It's appropriate. This actually ties into the subject that we started the season off with: holidays in horror outside of Halloween. Mm-hmm. This movie, Violent Night, obviously involves Christmas, and it's a fun ride. I can't wait to get into this review. I've seen this movie before. Sako has not, and of course we got this recommendation from our lovely guest. That's because you see three people here. Our lovely guest, Renmeleon. Hello. Hey, Bran. There's a list of names we call her. Just never late for dinner.
All good names, though. Gotta clarify.
All good names that she knows of. So this Ren was talking to us about publishing this past Friday and all the ins and outs and fears and worries and things. And then of course, like kind of Sako kind of noted that there's not really a lot of publishing themed movies. Not a lot of writer themes. I mean, there's a lot of themes where there's a writer involved, but not very much goes into publishing. There was a thought about doing Misery. Probably not the kind of movie we throw towards people who are trying to get into things.
Yeah, no.
Trust me, I never want to be a popular or famous author if I have to deal with misery level situations.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I have avoided watching it.
You know what? You only need to see one part to know not to watch it.
Oh, I know. That's the part that I've seen. That's the part everybody
That's
shares.
The part that everyone's seen. My ankles hurt just thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So you suggested watching Violent Night. Was there any particular reason why you chose to watch Violent Night for the review?
We saw it for the first time last year. And of course, we always have Die Hard on the list. And it was like, this is my new Die Hard.
Because Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Says the guy who, hold pause, dramatic pause. The guy who's never seen Die Hard.
What?
Yeah. Listen, it works like this. So after a while, like I didn't always watch movies. I wasn't always into like watching movies. So there comes a point where there's like the movies you haven't seen. And then after a while, everyone's like, hey, you haven't seen such and such. And I'm like, no. So then you just don't watch it because it's the movie you haven't seen. And
because then peer pressure. So
well, actually, everyone's like, you need to see this movie. It's the greatest movie ever. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
So now I don't watch it in rebellion, but I might turn around in 2026 and watch Die Hard.
It's a good movie.
Just
a good movie.
Shits and gigs. Bruce Willis is never going to be better than he was in The Fifth Element. So
Fifth Element is my all-time favorite of his, I think.
Oh yeah, one of the greatest movies of all time. And no matter how many times I watch another movie or have another movie considered my favorite movie, I go back and I watch The Fifth Element and I'm like, how can this now be the world's greatest movie of all time?
Multipass.
I have one hanging in my car. It's hanging from my rearview mirror. I have a Multipass. Shout out to my buddy Terry, who got like one of those little nerd boxes, and it came in the nerd box. It's like, you love this movie, here, have this. I was like, thank you so much. Anyway, if you're new here, that's Sako. I'm the Moon. We do movie reviews after we do other horror and publishing and writing related stuff and things. We had a lovely guest this Friday. She's here with us today, and we are going to go over the movie Violent Night that came out in 2022. Obviously, if you've been here, you know how the rest of this goes. We got a 4-star system grading scale. No drops of blood here. Wrong show. And each star correlates with a category that we use to sort of analyze the movie from the technical standpoint of two independent writers. Those categories are theme, production, writing, and characterization. We explore each one and then give a star accordingly. And of course, we have a third person here with us today. So the voting might get a little interesting. Normally we have to like split stars between Sako and I if we disagree on a
We have a tiebreaker.
we got a tiebreaker here. So I love this movie, not gonna lie. It's pretty badass in parts. So I don't see this going to be like a this is almost a foregone conclusion, but I'm really interested. We're really curious to see how Sako feels about this movie because this is Sako's first watch.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. Ren's seen it before. This was Sako's first watch. So she's going to have that opening, fresh eye impression of this movie. But I've already stalled for longer than 6 minutes or longer than 5 minutes. We've gone 6 minutes now. That's what I do. I stall the show in the first 5 minutes.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. Of course it is. I'm going to do it anyway. If you tell me it's not fine, I'm going to do it for 7 because I'm the harbinger of chaos. It's what I do. Anyhow, let's go ahead and start off with theme. And I'd like to hear what Sako thinks the theme of this movie is.
Greed sucks.
Greed sucks. That's a great response. Ren, what are your thoughts?
Hope. Belief. Because that keeps coming around. The belief saves him. Belief is what he's lost in himself.
Yeah, so if you've never seen it, I suggest you go ahead and do that. You should go. Honestly, before you watch any review on any channel on the tube of you, you should watch the movie first. Get some context from reviewers like us. Get some context. Go watch the movie. Come back. We'll be here. You might want to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel so you can find this video once you've already gone back and watched. You can come back here very easily. Like, see, she's already tired of me talking. That's why she's yawning. So,
please excuse my yawning.
Yeah, it's fine. It's been a late day for.
It's a holiday week.
It's a holiday
Everyone's
week.
tired. But it's very interesting that you two have seen sort of two different angles on the theme of this movie. One says greed sucks, and one talks about hope. This involves, the real Santa, and he has basically lost faith in the goodness of the holiday. So he's like, I'm already mid-run. I'm gonna finish it up this year, and I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. And I'll get to more story beats later in the writing. But in the end, he needs hope to survive, and he's surviving the ensuing incident from this family surrounded and just engulfed in greed. So I see like both are valid theme assumptions. How do we feel about this dichotomy of theme? What do you think wins out the most?
Does it have to win out the most? Can it have both themes?
It can, but I'm saying is one sort of lean stronger than the other. Like I said, both are accurate. I
think the first half of the movie focused on the greed. Second half of the movie focused on the hope.
Ren.
Well, it starts out with him and his loss of belief in humanity because of greed. So greed is definitely not negating that. Greed is a huge theme, cautionary tale kind of thing throughout the whole movie. But with the bad guy, his loss of belief, with Santa, his loss of belief, and I think that feels to me like a stronger theme because it also has to do with the little girl too and her hope and her belief in Santa, even regardless of what her parents have told her, later on in the movie where he kind of blows it.
Yeah.
And her belief in this person that says he's Santa, but she doesn't really know for sure until he actually sits down and, gives her the checklist.
Yeah. So I find, and the reason I'm exploring that is because it seems that we're all right about this. We're both right. I think greed is this underlining thing, but it's how hope overcomes this greed. How greed can impact everyone differently, and somehow, because greed does suck, it does take someone, that young pure heart, to overcome that greed with hope, and that's what ultimately wins the day.
Wins the day is totally my Santa wins the day is totally my summary of the movie.
Yeah. Because Santa's a badass Viking.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Again, we'll get to that. But how do you feel like that the theme, both in the beginning and in the movie, this underlining call for hope in the light of greed, impacts the theme, or like the mood and the tone of the movie, amidst the badassery?
So much conflict. The tone was like, and they did a good job of upping the stakes of the conflicts throughout the movie, amidst the family, amidst the bad guys, amidst Santa and the little girl Trudy.
There are so many layers. I think what you're driving at. There are so many layers to that, because you had that conflict with the family, has its conflict. You have this core family, this mother, father, daughter. They have a conflict. Expand. There's conflict between the brother and the father and his sister, the two siblings of this rich family. There's that conflict as they're kind of like vying for which household gets mother's favor. And of course, there's the conflict within the family. And of course, now you add the bad guys to the situation, and there's further conflict with the bad guys. And then there's the internal conflict that Santa Claus is having with himself and the world. And it just builds and it builds and it builds, all compounding to this one night, this one place, and this one point in time where everything kind of has to resolve itself at once.
Right.
But as you are attacking each layer, there is a new conflict to overcome.
And there's actually one more conflict with the two bad guys. I think Peppermint and
Mr. Scrooge. Yeah.
No, the girl and the guy, where they're like, starting to believe that this is the real Santa.
Oh yeah.
And Scrooge is like, don't say that out loud.
Yeah, but you sound ridiculous. Because there's actually one point where they say it in front of a kill squad that comes in, and he looks at Mr. Scrooge and he's just like, "Is she serious?"
Yeah.
What did she just say? It's like, don't mind her. Because it's a ridiculous concept for a bunch of adults to be around, like, hey, Santa Claus is here, like the real one. Like, that sounds asinine, but
yeah,
welcome to the world. So what would be that lasting message we'd send, like the message, like the last message that the movie sends home?
I think it would be something along the lines of something along the lines of hope and belief, getting us through the darkest of times.
I'd agree. I was going to just say one simple word: it's belief. You know,
Yeah, sure.
if you believe, you shall overcome. Anything different, Ren?
No, I think love wins out too, between the mother and the father and the daughter, and how the family actually comes together in the end.
Yeah, love conquers all.
Yeah, but definitely belief.
So, how do we feel about grading this category? Do we give a star for the category of theme?
I'm gonna say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
You
absolutely.
know, I think it succeeded at the theme, both on both ends of the spectrum.
They tidied up everything nicely.
It really did. I'd have to definitely give it a star. I mean, considering that you can walk away with a just believe, love conquers all type of message at the end, despite all of the violence and blood.
All the blood.
which to note, and I'm sure we'll get to that in the next category. To note how none of that violent aspect of the movie factored into our tone, our mood, and our message, our theme. I think that was a really good job on how they were able to separate things to make sure like this is a clear story we're going to tell. We're going to end you with this feeling of hope and love and joy. And that really ties into it being like a Christmas movie, because most Christmas movies want to end you with that good tiding, joy, love, belief,
Yeah.
yawning.
Excuse me, I'm still waking up.
I'm picking on Sako. That for that to be the message and the theme that you walk away with in a Christmas movie, a very violent, gory Christmas movie. I think that this says a lot about how well this movie was put together. Speaking of how well this movie, I agree that's a star for this category. So,
Okay.
in particular, how this movie was put together, the next category is production.
Yeah.
Now, Sako, did you have any notes? Did you have any good trivia to throw in? You usually have something.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. They make a lot of Die Hard references.
Because Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the main cast, almost all of the other actors, like the hench people, the mercenaries, the security, the barkeeps, etc., appear in other Christmas TV movies, many of them the same movies, with Sugar Plum and UK Mall Santa being tied for the most, with 16 Christmas credits on their filmographies as of 2023.
What about typecasting?
When you have a niche and the check clears. When you have a niche and the check clears. So I want to ask you guys, because you're both artists. You're both graphic designers. You guys are both designers and artists. So this category is really, really for you guys. When we look at the art direction, Rand, I'll start with you. How did you guys feel about the decor, the inside of the house, and then the special effects and how they contrast?
I am always looking at the little details, and just interaction with the decorations. The tree was gorgeous.
Tree was gorgeous.
It all up, but the Nutcracker collection that was all over the house, the attic space that was really cool. How they laid out that and gave her lots of props for the Home Alone style sequence, which is probably the cringiest part of movie for me.
So great.
Yeah.
One word, nails.
Nail.
No.
Yeah.
That particular nail, such a great.
Oh my gosh, the
I'm gonna get
cinematography with that was.
I'm gonna get in that in just a moment. Hold on to that nail thing because that's gonna come into this.
Yeah, that just. Oh, we were both like, I'm at that point. I'm like, just kind of.
Yeah.
Like half avoiding it. We watched this like 3 times.
The star.
Shared it with people.
The star in the eye.
The star in the eye was my favorite.
All right, so hold on, because that's my next question. My next
his
reaction
reaction was the best.
I just want to look at the scenery. I want to look at the setting first for just a second, because we're
The
going to get into the
setting,
really good stuff. The next question.
I liked the nativity scene outside that they interacted
Ooh,
with.
that minimalist
and
one.
They used it the chimney in the ruins area.
Yeah.
You know, towards the end, it was great. But I really liked all the little, painstaking details, and I didn't pick out anything that was inconsistent with continuity.
I didn't find it either.
When you have a lot of moving parts, that gets harder to track.
And I feel like one of the things that was really, really smart when you mentioned the nativity scene, just for example, it only should have been like a portion of the movie. But to utilize a minimalist style, it fits the character stylings. It also really does make it to where it acknowledges that this is a Christmas movie, this is a Christmas scene outside of a house, but it doesn't necessarily have to lean in any one direction. It does still kind of open up the movie for just kind of anyone to see and interpret and draw in. Less room for controversy, which is a whole nother show. That's not the show. Sako, what are your thoughts on the setting?
I thought the setting, I thought the point made about the setting having a lot of moving parts, having I thought the transitions between sets was nicely done.
Mm-hmm. You gotta have a solid set to make that work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are so itching to get to the gore. You guys are itching. I want to hear about this. I want to make sure we get all the clean, cool stuff out first.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready for all the crazy shit?
Let's please get into the crazy shit.
Okay, let's start with we're gonna end with the nail because that was cool. So good. Okay, so this movie is called Violent Night. So it's a pretty violent night. Ultimately, normally I get into this in the writing part, but I feel like this is for context. We need to establish this. This is a very rich family. They're going to have their very rich Christmas, and someone wants to steal their money. So there was an elaborate plot to hold the family hostage, break in, and steal this like $300 million that they had on hand. And so in the course of this, Santa Claus hears the pleas of a little girl. He's drunk, he's stuck there, and he has to save the day. So Santa has to come in and literally kick ass.
Yeah.
And they establish very early on, like first thing, that Santa is done. He is just,
Santa's fucking over it. You never want to see
checked out.
And at one point, just when it starts out with, that was the other thing I had to kind of like look away. The rooftop bit with the bartender. I was just we've established, okay.
If he was wearing a graphic tee, it would have said, fuck them kids. Santa Claus was the spokesperson for fuck them kids this whole movie until the end.
And beer keggers.
So he has to save this family, particularly this little girl. He's answering her Christmas wish. And the violence ensues. Star to the eye. Sako, you want to tell us? Star to the eye. What do you mean star to the eye?
Okay, so there was a string of lights that had stars on them, and Santa puts the star in the guy's eye, and he's like, "Ooh, wow, wow, wow." And he's like, "Now I'm really mad." And so Santa just plugs it into the wall, and
Yes.
it it electrocutes the shit out of him, and he catches fire. Yeah.
Who does a little prop like that? Like, can you imagine just sitting back and thinking, all right, this is Santa Claus killing assassins. How do we keep it Christmas?
Yeah, sure.
But this one, that's a great scene. The choreography in that scene was fantastic. Him and that assassin. I don't
Well,
remember his name.
it's like John Wick meets, was it, there was another thriller movie that had the
Well, I mean, you could just say it
executive
was
producers.
John Wick goes Saint Nick.
Ha ha
Yeah.
ha 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 ha.
Val
Who
brought up
does?
the peppermint candy cane shiv.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great setup too, because he takes the candy cane, puts it in his mouth, then goes to fight. So it's like, okay, this is going to play into it in a second. And anyone who's sat there and sucked on the candy cane long enough knows the end of it gets pointy. So you know, so in your head, you're like, okay, that candy cane is going to get pointy. It's going to become a weapon. Bitch is getting stabbed. That's what's going to happen here in a second. And it does.
The ice skates.
Ice skates.
I
I feel like this is just like a tutorial on how to kill people at Christmas, right? Because the wet, mind you,
Scissorhands with the ice skates.
he's not busting out Ninja Turtle swords out of his bag. He's just using the stuff that's part of typical decor, or the kind of things that you would have around your
Like
house.
the doll.
Huh?
Yeah, the doll.
He was like, anybody like a sword.
He's like, DVD, video game. He was getting pissed off.
Yeah, a lot of, and I'll get this into the writing. I'll save that for the writing. But I think what we see is the use of these effects, these practical kills, were absolutely fantastic. They were believable because we didn't just have these weird fantasy items or like these magical, weapons or whatever that Santa Claus would pull out of his bag. But it was so normal. I guess you could say the fighting scenes were so normal that it works.
When he's stitching himself up and using practical items.
Yeah.
With the ornament hanger and all the wrapping paper stuff, but the tattoos.
Oh, yes. You guys are artists. Talk about the tattoos.
And the battle axe scene too. Just that's when you kind of get his history. Is he is covered in all these, Scandinavian Celtic
knots
stuff, just
Viking tattoos,
Norse symbols, and this whole thing, and it flashes back.
I think he was a Visigoth. Yeah,
it flashes back to him in battle, and just berserker, basically Norse berserker. But him actually straightening out and making a needle out of the ornament hanger, and then using like baker's twine or some kind of fishing line or something from the wrapping table, and actually stitching himself up with
actually
that.
Got cut.
It's a badass move. And the axe when he was in the shed, or not the axe, the hammer,
sledgehammer.
Yeah,
sledgehammer.
But him doing katas, pulling the hair up, him doing katas with, I was just like, okay, I'm here for this.
Yeah, Santa Claus with a G. Like, Santa Claus was a G. He was definitely. It's like he's like, I didn't have to pull this out. I thought I retired from this.
I want to do this. Yeah.
You fucked with the wrong guy. It's like it's kind. It's funny that you mentioned John Wick a second ago, Sako, because I feel like this is very John Wick-ish, where it's like a guy who's like, I don't do this anymore. This is my old life. I do this now, and someone just had to show up, fuck around, and find out. And Santa's just like, I can't fuck you up, and it looks like I'm gonna have to. And he just like, all right, time to fucking go. And that's kind of the story of John Wick, in a very poorly told way.
He even warns him. He's like, you don't want to do this. And I think at that point he was just gearing up to go berserker mode.
Sako, what do you think?
I don't know what I think. I'm looking through the trivia, and the trivia is fucking bullshit.
Well, can't always.
I read somewhere that the people who made John Wick made this movie. So
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm looking.
I could go grab John Wick off the shelf, but
as everyone checks,
Yeah.
yeah, we're just do. So when they say the people who made, what do they mean by the people who made?
Like the crew.
Is it like the same
Directors,
director?
maybe.
Yeah,
Same
people.
correct?
The
Did not. But they share DNA just as far as the style and everything. But
yeah, maybe so.
And I guess that will fall into more of the writing as it kind of comes into action movie tropes, horror movie tropes, Christmas movie tropes. We'll get into that in the writing section.
actually, the producer, the first John Wick was co-directed by David Leitch. And Leitch also served as a producer on Violent Night. But that's where it ends.
I mean, yeah.
Because he has stunt expertise, apparently.
Now, Sako, I know you have a lot of. We've talked a lot about gore and homemade blood, production blood, and things like that. How did you feel about the gore and the effects? Was it enough? Could you have used more? Was it too much?
I thought it was just enough because there wasn't like, well, there was blood splattering and stuff like that, but it wasn't gratuitous.
Yeah.
So, but him getting his face beaten in and all the dried blood on his face in the latter part of the movie, like that was believable. And
miraculously did not transfer to the little girl when she hugged him.
Yeah,
by then.
It was dry.
It was cold. Mind you, it's cold, so it would have dried up a lot quicker under certain circumstances. Because he spent a lot of time outside. Because I know, Sako, you do a lot of, when you do your writing, you write in other genres with horror elements, and I feel like this is a Christmas movie with horror elements. It's not. I wouldn't say
if you took the horror out, the message would stay the same.
Yeah. I feel like this is not a horror movie. This is a Christmas movie with horror elements. It's really more of an action movie. Yeah. I think if we really want to say anything, it's a Christmas themed action movie with horror elements. And I would even minimize the horror elements. I would just say just a lot of horror expression in the blood and gore and guts and the way the kills are executed. But that's really still pretty indicative of an action movie. Because John Wick is no different, and I wouldn't call John Wick a horror movie at all.
No.
So I would almost venture to say there's just enough horror to consider it maybe horror elements.
Because of this, because of the scenes that you were kind
The
of like
style,
cringing at,
the
you
style
know?
of the kills.
Mhm.
So before we vote, we got to talk about this one effect. And this is more leaning into not just the effect, but the way it was portrayed and the cinematography and how that impacted it.
I
Ren,
like,
the
sorry.
nail. First of all, the invention of that trap. Let me explain this. The girl's hiding in the attic. They finally find the little girl, and she has all of these like screws and nails, and he's like, aha, a nail on the step of the ladder. You think you're gonna get me, little girl? I'm not that dumb. I see this. I'm not gonna step on this nail. What he doesn't see is the slit cut in the board underneath. So as he climbs up, knowing this nail is here to not step on it, his
Mhm.
foot goes through the broken board and his chin goes through the
And it
nail.
lands, and the nail
Right
goes
through here.
right
So
here.
then you have the camera just right here, mouth open, nail through. I love it.
Yeah.
It was brilliant,
Was
and
brilliant.
it was cringy as hell. Not to mention there was
As
a
in
mat with jagged nails of different sizes on the floor. And
yeah.
it's like, they're kind of like, oh, how cute, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Trying to play.
you
She's trying to
tried.
play.
You tried,
And I'm
and
like,
then she won.
Yep.
The other one that we were talking about too was Quiet Place. There's a nail on the steps in Quiet Place because she lands on it with her foot and she has to be completely silent. So Val said earlier is like, yeah, it makes you want to never touch a ladder ever. Like avoid ladders completely. But this one was like this ginormous nail, which was already bad. And they were shooting from the inside of the ladder, looking out at the guy with this gigantic nail in focus. And then when that breaks and he lands right there. Because at first, when I first saw it, I was thinking, oh, well, he's going to see that. He saw it. Something's going to happen. He's going to land on it with his foot or something.
Yeah.
It was not his foot. When it went through here and his mouth is open and you can see the nail. Oh.
I love
it. It was brilliant, but it was horrible.
Sako, your thoughts?
No, she summed it up well. The way they belittled the plan, and then the execution of the plan just worked seamlessly.
Yeah.
And I think what really makes that work, one, the camera angle. The camera angle, literally any other angle. From the same point of view, off to the side in either direction, from above or behind, it's not going to have the same visceral effect. It had to be straight on to look at the dude's face, the shock that, oh shit, there's a nail in my neck. Like just,
it made it personal.
It did. It was great.
The cinematography, you could not avoid it. It was very personal.
And I think
it's like Home Alone feels like a kid's movie.
And I think one of my favorite parts about this scene in particular is, you mentioned a second ago, A Quiet Place also has a nail scene. Someone steps on a nail. I mean, how many movies can we think of where there's a basement step and the nail in the wood? First of all, how many people are nailing from underneath on the board? First of all, how many people have nails going through their wooden boards on stairs pointing upward? That is,
the one in Quiet Place didn't really make sense, but
they almost never make sense. However, my point here is this is such a common trope, right? And I love how common it is for this reason. Once you've established sort of an overall trend on how nails in the board work, it's movies like this that subvert that. It's like, I see the nail in the board. You're not going to get me with I'm not going to step on this nail in the board. And you're like, watch how he steps on this nail on the board. And then he doesn't step on the nail on the board. Goes right through.
I think that was the first movie that I'd seen
that subverts it.
Nail in the board trope. that didn't have it, that it was a foot, that it was their.
And I love that because it shows that some people are being creative. Some things work because don't get me wrong, that like my foot hurts just thinking about a nail going through it. I'm overly paranoid about fearing a nail in a board on a stair. It's like driving behind a log truck. I have this unnecessary fear solely based on movies.
Yeah, I love Final Destination.
Yeah, now I know who to blame. I hope
and I won't listen to John Denver. That was my mom's favorite growing up.
I hope that dude Jeffrey shows up at Imaginarium because if he is, I know he's been set. I thought there was a scheduling issue, but if he shows up, I've got some words for him because paranoia has impacted an entire generation about log trucks. I have questions about that.
And I'm done because he wanted to read it last time I talked to him, so I'm like.
I'm like, I need an interview with you, dude. I need to have a conversation. We got to talk about this whole log truck thing. But these are horror movie tropes that are being subverted, and I love that because now we, the audience, the smart marks, as we would say in wrestling, the smart marks are like, that's how it's going to play out, and then we get tricked, and I think that makes us enjoy that scene so much more. And I think that is something that is done in effects, in planning, just something creatively with the director and the special effects team that really, like, those things matter just as much as dialogue or overall plot and things of that nature. So I really, really love all the production.
The fights were well choreographed.
Excellently choreographed.
And the soundtrack was a trip.
Yes.
Through the whole movie, the soundtrack was just pure gold.
Yeah.
And
at the end, especially.
Yeah.
There's a way of doing things where the music matches the moment, but it's actually better for, like, in my opinion, when the music has a juxtaposition to the moment, like a crazy violent fight and a lovely slow moving song.
Yep.
A lovely sonata. It's one of those things where it's just like, especially if you want to like lean into comedic elements, having things that don't quite match. So whatever your vibe is for that particular scene, do you want it to be gory? Do you want it to be kind of silly? How do you want to play it? And I think it's really important to consider all of those elements. Cinematography matters. The degree, the intelligence behind the effect matters. The music that you play in post, that you decide to put in it during the editing process, all of that matters, young filmmakers. It's all important. Do you think we can grade this yet?
Yeah, I say give it a star for production.
It's a clear and obvious star.
It's a clear and obvious star.
Any objections, Ren?
Nope, agree totally.
All right, as we get into writing, I mean, I don't really see there's going to be a whole lot to discuss in this one. This is about as flawless as it gets.
Yeah.
It spends enough time. Oh wait, I usually give a rundown. We've already kind of given a rundown. Basically, you see a split couple who was recently broken up. It's the holidays, and they're going to the dad's rich family's Christmas. Everyone sucks up to mom because mom's got the money, and apparently, it's not just the kids who want mom's money. This assassin group comes in. They want the money. They hold the family hostage for it. And Santa Claus, who's dejected, is delivering presents. He gets to the house and he gets stuck there, trapped there because all the shit's going down and he has to save the day. There's your plot. That's the whole movie. It's quite simple. But don't let that make it seem like the writing is bad. Loved it. I loved all of it. Sako, how do you feel about the dialogue and how that was written out?
Long conversations that didn't necessarily move the story forward. but I guess it worked with the pacing.
I liked it with the pacing and the character development. I saw a
Yeah.
lot of those long family, like the family conversation scenes. You're talking about like those,
Mhm.
particularly in the early part of the movie. Once we move into our final location, um, everything takes place at the family house, and of course we start off like at the park picking up dad, and we move to the house. Um, there are some long drawn out conversations. Some are there for comedic effect, because these motherfuckers, the quintessential suck ups. And then you had the one character, and I will get into that more. So I'll spare that. Matter of fact, I'll wait the characterization because it's so funny. You already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of those long drawn out conversation pieces are to establish character, mood and direction, some comedy, some comedic levity for the violence. Because I think, again, I think with some of the violence that we have in this movie, the degree of the assaults, you need some levity, so it's not like a gore fest.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Terrifier, people. It's not Terrifier. So I think it serves purpose, and it doesn't. I don't think it helps the pacing, but I don't think it harms it either. See, Sako's still bored.
I'm not bored. I'm not bored.
I know. Y'all, I'm just picking on Sako because
Stop picking on me.
all right, the comments are going. I'm gonna get canceled for picking on Sako. It's fine. If anything's gonna cancel me, it's not gonna be picking on Sako.
I thought the setup was a little long.
The setup to what exactly?
Like with her on the phone.
The family interacting and the assassins interacting with the family.
Yeah, there's a lot of extra.
There was a lot of extra.
And again, I think they did that for to take a breath between moments.
Yeah.
And to input spots of comedy. There's one character I really didn't like. This isn't the category for that. But there is a character I didn't like, and that's exactly why I didn't like him. I feel like some of his dialogue was unnecessary, some of his actions were unnecessary, and I really don't feel that assassins that were that serious would have waited that long and not killed somebody already.
Right.
I will say that. And I get it. Maybe, if it's a horror movie, we kill somebody right away. Which they kind of did. They killed Al. Yeah. Poor Al.
I was very upset when they killed Al. I'm like, no, I like him.
But again, with the quickness that they shot Al, they should have shot somebody else very quickly. One of those things that you would have done to establish this is serious. We're not playing around. You need to abide by what we're saying. I feel like that is something that they didn't do with the storytelling in this movie. I don't think it's necessary. It was necessary to do it, and maybe I'm coming from a horror direction, but I feel like that's something that would have been done in a more realistic situation.
And I know that they didn't even share that they had done it. I mean, you just assumed.
What, killing Al?
Okay, yeah, you just assumed that the guard at the front gate's dead.
Yeah, and I don't even think the family. I don't think there's a point in time where the family even recognizes or realizes that the guard is dead.
Yeah.
Which again is something that should have been part of something in the dialogue. Our security guard will call somebody, like, he ain't calling nobody. Mm-hmm. We took care of that. No, not Al. Just something.
Same thing with the boyfriend's death too.
Yeah, a few lines of dialogue. I think for all the things that are said, There's a lot of things that weren't said. So if I was going to have some negatives to say in the writing category, it's kind of along this line. I agree. There are parts of the movie that were really long to set up, ultimately. And they didn't really announce what they were trying to do right away, which I feel like if you're trying to break into a very secure house and steal a lot of money and get that money in and out, I feel like you wouldn't have taken so much time. You wouldn't have been comfortable with taking so much time. So I can definitely see what Sako was saying on that. Just, did I think it harmed the movie? No. But comparatively, it could have been, there's some scenes that could have been cut out and not impact the story negatively.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I wouldn't necessarily call it fluff.
It's not as bad as Quentin Tarantino, but it's...
Which is funny because it's actually something I love about Tarantino movies.
It actually felt like they did that to kind of give Santa time or give the kid time to be able to do what they needed to do. Because if
I agree.
move the pace too fast, then it's like, okay, well, how did this go from here to here?
Right, but you almost feel like there was almost too much time. Like the kid almost had too much time. Like, where's the kid get the saw? Show me a saw.
Yeah.
Show me a saw in the background. I don't have to see her use it, but I do want to see the saw. But it's something to show these are the tools that she used to do this. Otherwise, the traps just show up. And I do think that's one of those, we have a fun thing to do. No one's going to care about the details. Who's going to sit there and overanalyze my movie? They're going to watch it, enjoy it, and go home until we show up.
Until we show up.
But this is what we do because we're writers, and this is what we do. This is how we roll. I look for these kind of things, and again, for all the extra that they put in it, there's some stuff that didn't necessarily have to be there. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily call it fluff, but if someone else called it fluff, I wouldn't have an argument against it. See what I mean? Now, all that in mind, how we feel about it? How are we voting on the writing of this movie? Do we have any other comments? Do we have anything else to say?
They managed and balanced things really well with the main plot, with the subplots, because there were multiple subplots.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job of that. And I agree with, there might have been some things that could have been culled, but it could go either way. I think it was still balanced.
Yeah. Like it doesn't harm it, but it didn't really help.
Right?
Sako?
Yeah, Val brought up a good point. In a situation where somebody else already has the key codes for the vault, would they be holding the family hostage in the first place?
I think they had to break into it. That's why that one person had their computer set up to it.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get through to that part. So that the key, because the way I remember it, they had to break into it, do all the rigmarole and try to get into the encryption. And then once they got through that section, a thing came out to use the card. So you had to get through that step one to get to the step two. Which is, again, was going to take time. So I guess maybe that was the purpose of the stall.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you kill the family, you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. If
you they already bought out the kill team, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, but it's like 4 or 5 people there with machine guns. There's only 7 members of the family.
Plus staff.
Yeah, but a lot of the staff but so you take out the staff, you take out the 7 members of the family, you get all day.
So a star for writing?
I still agree, yeah.
Okay. Damn it.
Characterization. I got 2 words for you. John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo.
You did good.
That's a start right there. So the movie's over. So the whole show's over.
I like Trudy too.
Trudy
I-
was funny. Don't name your child Bertrude.
Bertrude. Yeah.
But I think that was a great joke. That was a great
Yeah.
joke.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just sit on Bertrude for it's like, and of course they're like, you named your daughter Gertrude. It's like, you named your child Bertrude. That's not even a real name. And Bertrude is older. So he was named first.
Bertrude.
It sounded like the sister was reacting to something the brother had done. Realistically, that boy was born first. He was clearly older. It's like, well, not all of us were blessed to have daughters.
Yeah. Mom, I can hear you.
I'm right here. It's
him with the vlogging at the end too, with the dead body.
That's such a trope now in movies. I was thinking about Don't Look Up because I saw it on a menu on Netflix recently. By the way, another great movie, Don't Look Up. And there's the same thing. It's like that generation, it's got their phone out, somebody's going live and blogging, and there's always somebody. And I guess for the times, that's what a kid would be doing. Hey man, this is so and so, and I'm told my family's totally getting murked right now. It's wild. Subscribe. Like that's wild. That's and what I think hurts my feelings the most is that that's not unrealistic.
It's not.
I would love to sit here and say how unrealistic it is. That if there was some teenager going through some crazy traumatic time, they wouldn't immediately take the phone that could be calling 911 and going live on Instagram. Like, I feel like that's exactly what they would do.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's like the comments like,
yeah,
call 911, call the police. It's like, yeah, man. Oh, comments saying, I should call the cops, man. We don't like the police here. It's like, your family is being murdered by assassins. Call the police. You can be mad at them when they get there after they save your family. You can, until then, make a call, dude. Make a call.
Yes.
Grandma, your Wi-Fi blows.
If you don't like the police, call the fire department. It's fine.
The people that will, there's a wreck or there's some kind of, natural disaster or whatever going on, and they're posting on Instagram.
And it's wild. And I'm bringing this up all in this characterization because this is something that annoys me with characters in modern movies, but it is a reflection of modern society. This is something a child at that age would do. It's wild. And it's, for people who write like we do, we have to be, whether we are annoyed by it or not, we have to be true to what's accurate. And I think that's an accurate characterization of a young child. Mm-hmm. And I'm so sad this is where the world's going.
But I think they made it so out there to show the contrast between him and Trudy and their families.
Yeah.
So,
because there's obviously a characterization dichotomy between the two households. You have the brother and the sister, the brother who has Trudy and his wife, and you can tell that they're really governed by love and honesty and more true to life family values, while the sister and the movie star she's with and their son or her son are clearly just in it to be rich.
Superficial.
Yeah.
Very superficial. And it's funny because the brother was the one that actually stole money.
Yeah. That's a great plot point. Like a good swerve. It's like they get down there, they do all this work to get to the money, and then all of a sudden the money's gone and stolen and stashed. First of all, such a crack security team. How did he get the money?
Yeah.
How did he move all of that cash, stash it in the nativity scene, and nobody know?
Yeah.
I'd love to figure that one out. Right? Someone answer that question for me. How'd that happen? How do you manage that?
I cannot answer that
How does
question.
that work?
It's one of those things. It's just like move on.
Listen,
You just accept that it happened.
It's a plot point. Let's just watch.
It's like Trudy had all this. She watches Home Alone one time, and she's already devising her own traps.
Right?
And how many bowling balls do you need?
Who has that many bowling balls?
Because they're all visiting. It's just the mom, unless she's got a bowling alley built into
Which
that
is
house.
not abnormal. That is a very realistic thing that could
We
be.
knew somebody that had a bowling alley and a movie theater built into their house.
That is
Yeah.
not out of pocket. That's not out of pocket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for a rich family, again, not out of pocket. So it's weird things about the questions that we can bring up that are like, yeah, you can still probably figure that out though.
Yeah.
Felt like because no one suspects the favorite son. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, back to John Leguizamo, who I'm starting to appreciate more and more
As he gets older,
not only as he
as
gets older, but just
the
as I
kind
go
of
back and
the
love
kind
it.
of stuff that he picks up.
Even just the stuff that he's done in the past, but more recently, this movie and The Menu, which I think were about the same period of time, came out
Uh-huh.
at the same time. John Leguizamo was doing some of his best work. I've recently watched Tu Wong Fu,
Oh, sure.
Oh my
and
gosh.
He's a hot little.
Yeah, Tu Wong Fu was brilliant.
that's such a great movie, particularly for its time.
Mhm.
Like, but even more real, it's even more poignant now because people in queer spaces are still dealing with that same rejection.
Mhm.
And I think everyone should go back and rewatch Tu Wong Fu,
Mm.
and just
Aw.
and I genuinely do because even if someone is like I've never had an issue with anybody. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna live my life. You might as well live yours. Don't tell me what to do. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Like that's just how I, in general.
Mhm.
But I think there is for those people out there who have like issues or are unsure or don't know, just go back and watch Tu Wong Fu and just look how. First of all, how this is not a review for Tu Wong Fu, but I would give it 4 stars. I'd give it 4 stars on my own. Tu Wong Fu is one of those movies that just highlights how normal anything can be.
Yeah.
Anything, whether it's normal to you or not, is a whole different category. But everything is normal. In the end, everyone's just people. But I love the characterization of the Chi-Chi or Cha-Cha.
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi.
So I thought Chi-Chi, but as soon as I said Chi-Chi, I was like, no, that's a restaurant. Maybe it's Cha-Cha. No, that's stereotypical. Well, the whole character is kind of so like I had this conflict in my head. I'm like, wait, which one's which? But if you compare Chi-Chi to Scrooge, John Leguizamo is just
He's a
right there.
treasure.
An underrated treasure. Truly is.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to go back and like find all of John Leguizamo's movies. And
His stand-up. His stand-up is amazing.
You need to watch Arabian Nights. He plays 2 types of jinn. One is comedic, one is very serious. The serious one has got tattoos on his face, and he's just really, really good. That's my favorite out of that one. But Arabian Nights is really good.
And I bring all this up because while he's not in this movie the entire time, I feel like you needed a character like you needed an actor like Leguizamo to play this particular role and run things, because really he is holding an acting standard that everyone else is seemingly living up to, and no one else has to be that much of a star like Leguizamo. But I feel like him in that role, he had to be that guy. He couldn't have played the dad. He couldn't have played the actor. He could not have played one of the henchmen. He had to play that role. And he did such a great job on that.
Yeah.
And the way that him in that role and everyone else is just acting around him, to me, sets an on-screen standard of what to expect from everyone else, and everyone else lived up to that. I am curious, not to knock any of the other actors in how they portrayed their characters.
I liked Trudy, and I liked Santa.
Oh, Santa was a badass.
The henchman, Krampus.
Krampus, the henchman.
So,
my favorite.
Which one was Krampus?
He was the chaotic one. He was the beard, and he's like, "I'm ready to."
He was the one in the living room with the.
That's the one I didn't like.
Yeah.
He got on my nerves. He got on my.
That's why I liked him. He did a good job.
I feel like he didn't match. His character didn't match the vibe of everybody else. Yeah. He was just way too into what was happening to not be the guy in charge. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're the guy in charge, if you're the one really leading the pack, then
he planned anything. I don't think he was just kind of in the moment. He was present, and I mean, he even calls him, psychopath. So he knows that he's got this loose cannon.
Yeah,
and he was the one that gets stuff done when the other ones don't.
I feel like it didn't match for me. I feel like it didn't match. You know what I mean? Like, everyone else had like a certain demeanor. They set a tone, and he was the only one that was like, he was psychopath, but at the same time reserved. Like, he was trying to be a funny psychopath and just didn't have the jokes.
Yeah.
Like, he was bad at being the psychopath.
The backstory that they gave Leguizamo, though, was really good. And it kind of
tied into everything.
I thought him giving his backstory was such cringe. But like,
it felt to me like Christmas magic. Like, he was, why am I telling you this kind of attitude.
And I think that's what it was. That's how I took it. I took it as, sometimes when you start to take like a memory, particularly like a traumatic one, and your mind goes back to that memory, sometimes you're just spinning the reel. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, on a projector.
Yeah.
Kids, a long time ago, we used to have to put movies on like a reel. And we had to feed it through a projector, and that spun, and that's how the movie
on film,
on actual film, like it was cellular, so we had to put it through the whole. That's what I mean by, otherwise somebody's gonna be like, he can't talk. No, I meant that on purpose, like spinning through the reel. Like, his mind was spinning the movie, playing back to when he was a child, and kind of like, you just get into those stories where you just kind of get lost, and now you've shared more details about the story than you planned. It's like, I thought you were just going to tell us why you like pepper on your eggs. Like, and you've told like a 10-minute story about the time you were raising chickens with your grandma on a farm back in the old country or some crazy shit. You had to dry the peppers yourself. Right, because you're like, all right, that's a lot of story to share right now. We're just hungry. Can we just eat now? Like, is that too much? And I feel like that's what Leguizamo's character was doing. And again, I think it just had to do with that Christmas magic. This part of him started to believe in Santa enough to blame Santa for that moment.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't think someone's responsible if you don't think that they're real. So I think that's how I took that. But I will say that it was oddly placed. It could have been, we may have had like a Santa-induced flashback, or maybe we just kind of saw it as opposed to the story being told. And then maybe if Santa caused the flashback, Leguizamo could have been like, oh, Why'd you do that? How'd you do that? And then draw it out, and when we could have got the story out of that.
I guess.
My point being, there were other ways we could have told that
Mhm.
story other than John just
Blurting it out.
Well, the other scene where they were having the battle scene and he was talking, kind of not reminiscing, but kind of, it's your fault. You're really real. And he's looking at the actual list.
Mm.
And I think it would have slowed the pace too much to do it there. But I think with
Agreed.
them going through and, pulling out all these presents after present out of this magic bag, and the other two goons are standing there kind of like, how did he know that? He is Santa, kind of thing.
Mm.
And I think that moment of, hey, how is this happening? There's no other explanation.
Mhm.
And him kind of, I don't know, it could have been shorter, but I think the placement was okay.
Placement was right.
Could have been a little shorter maybe, but
definitely could have been shorter.
Yeah.
But I think that it created a villain, which I have to say, while it's a subtle one, he's a subtle villain. It's a pretty good villain, all things considered. I like
He made a fine heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say subtle, but
I think he kind of was, because he really didn't do a whole lot to be like, his presence was kind of in who he was.
Mhm.
But keep in mind, the family didn't really know who he was.
Yeah. But I mean, he
So-
shot out and he punched her in the face. So that to me does not read
It does-
subtle.
In comparison to what other big bads would have done, considering of the family, the actual family, who died.
The Lightfoots specifically.
Yeah, the family.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah,
The
you had
boyfriend-
Al, who was the security
boyfriend got
guard, and then you had the movie star, who was like the boyfriend, that the flavor of the day. He got shot, but the
Right.
kids weren't harmed, and the
Family.
sister was fine, and the dad broke his finger. Again, like I said earlier, I feel like you would have really established yourself if you walked in, shot somebody in the face, and said, "Hey, I'm running this show now. Let's pay attention to me." Or if the mom knew who he was because of some other previous dealings of some sort. So that's why I call him subtle. Because again, he was there to run the show, and he ran the show very well. But he wasn't. He was clearly in charge, but he wasn't overly forceful. Like, there's the presence of AK-47s. Those.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know what kind of gun it was. Please don't try to correct me in the comments. All right, I don't. I'm just
Can I correct you?
sure. Fuck it. I just made up.
They're AR-15s.
Sure they were. They were A letter numbers. Okay, so they were assault style. They're guns. They're big ass guns. Either way it goes. Unimportant. Point being, I just knew that the moment I said it, somebody was gonna be like, "You are wrong, sir." So yeah, I picked on Sako so much. She's like, "Oh, I'll be the one to correct you. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you that you're wrong, Moon." Trust me, everyone reaches for that moment to tell me that I'm wrong. It's okay. I'll allow it.
They're just gonna walk up to you at Imaginarium and look at you and be like, big ass guns.
Yeah, it's a big ass gun.
POV was third person.
It's really, yeah, we're just observing. We're watching.
And Santa grows as he talks to Trudy, so there's evolution there.
Yeah, Santa starts to believe in Santa again. He believes in Christmas because somebody out there, some children are still good kids.
Mm-hmm.
Comment on that with, it's actually a production thing, but did y'all notice that when the one Asian guy was battling with him in the room where he found him with the tree before he spiked him out the window, did you notice that Santa physically grew bigger?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he physically grew bigger when he went to attack him. He held the gun and then he stood up. he actually physically got bigger. Because that was something I noticed the first time and was like, went back and watched it. But I thought that was a good kind of effect on that. But yeah, as far as his arc, I want to say his was probably my favorite out of the whole thing. But I was, you know, you had me the minute he was an old Norse berserker. And I saw the tattoos and I was just like tracking him the rest of the way.
Yeah. Ren has a type.
Yeah. But characterization, I would give it a star.
Absolutely. John Leguizamo. Like that by like, look, I'm not going to automatically give every movie with John Leguizamo a star for characterization, but he is such a wonderful actor, and I really don't think he's appreciated as much as he should be. And I think his acting did kind of hold the standard. Because again, for the character of Krampus, part of me didn't like him because John Leguizamo was playing the big bad boss, and he just seemed off. Yeah, it just didn't match. It didn't match. There's not enough to harm the movie. The movie's fine. I just got annoyed by that character.
Oh, okay.
I'm not supposed to like all. He's a bad guy anyway. I'm not supposed to like him.
I'm gonna send you an image of him as the Jinn in Arabian Nights while I think of it, because yeah.
Okay.
So we got a 4-star movie in front of us, right?
But this is a 4-star movie.
I had no doubt, honestly.
I had no doubt.
It was a fantastic movie. It was so much fun to watch. It is a little bloody. Maybe not the typical child should watch it, but it's not the worst.
It wasn't the bloodiest of bloody.
It could have been so much worse. It could have been.
It could have been so much worse. Yeah.
I don't know. The use of Christmas ornaments.
If your kids, if you can,
Start of the eye.
If you can, don't stab your sister in the eye with the Christmas star. Stop it. Like, I can see that being what someone would say. Maybe what was it rated? PG-13?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Val and I were looking at each other like, PG-13.
Yeah, this is PG-13. Yeah, because mind you, it's not a PG-13 horror; it's a PG-13 action movie.
Yeah,
it's a Christmas themed action movie. I think it has horror style kills in some cases, but it's an action movie, and it was a good action movie. It's a good Christmas themed action movie.
So, 4-star movie.
4-star.
Yeah. Violent Night 2022. On Friday, we are after Christmas. We are interviewing Morgan Hazelwood about aphantasia.
And we're not going to tell you what that means. You're going to have to see the show on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Aphantasia.
She's going to tell us all about anesthesia. Anaphylaxis. Whatever. Something.
Thank you, Moon. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah. And you might want to subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when we go live. Bell, jingle that bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Ren, before you go, you want to tell people how to find you?
Sure. Probably the fastest way to find me is Linktree. It's linktr.ee/Renmeleon. I'm Renmeleon on all the socials. And yes, actually all the socials now. I've blocked the name even if I'm not using it. Because I had somebody ask me
that one.
Yeah. I had somebody ask me about
that one.
Yeah. I blocked it. Trying to find something funny to do on it. But Linktree's got all of them. Or Renmeleon.com. So, and it's short for the
Foxy. She's there, but she's not there. She bought the house, but nobody lives there.
Yeah. I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do. It's going to be something funny and non-toxic.
I just can't wait for that announcement. I'm not even going to say anything.
I know. I know. That's
can't-
how I'm gonna figure out.
Please make sure I'm there when you announce it for the first time. I want to be.
I might do it in Imaginarium.
Waka waka. All right. Well, this is us signing off because we're 20 minutes over and I could use a cup of coffee.
Run times are a suggestion.
Run times are a suggestion, but
Lunchtime doubly so.
I also have a link tree. I believe the moon also has a link tree. So check us out on Linktree, which will send you out to all the
search
things.
for Renmeleon, search for Sako search for, well, if you search for the moon, you're going to find a big rock in the sky. But if you look for Dwan L. Hearn, you'll find me. I promise.
Dwan L. Hearn. Okay.
My name's around. You'll find it. I'm not hard to find.
All right. Thank you.